Now, I've said this before in the past, but I really do believe that The Marvels by Disney is going to be in a similar situation to what happened with The Flash, where it only stayed out in theaters for X amount of time, in fact a very limited time because of how poorly it was doing at the box office, and it arrived just yesterday on HBO Max, and if you have HBO on a cable service, you can watch The Flash right now. I think the same exact thing is going to happen with The Marvels, except arriving on Disney Plus literally like a little over 1 month after it comes out in theaters. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new, and like this video to see future updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support, and let's get right into the subject, shall we? Now, we know that this film is all about centering on Carol, aka Captain Marvel, Kamala Khan, as well as Monica, and basically Nia DaCosta, alright, the director of The Marvels, is doubling down and upping the ante of Disney's, nonsense agenda that they oh so love to use in these movies, right? And so we know that The Marvels is going to be one of the biggest box office failures / flops of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And not just because of the story or the execution, but also because of the agendas that have been thrown into this film by Nia DaCosta, as well as just by the Disney higher-ups. Now, we know that nowadays a lot of the actresses and actors have some kind of creative pull, because they get very close with the directors and the writers. Same exact thing applied with Indiana Jones 5, where Phoebe Waller-Bridge contributed to that story through James Mangold. Same exact thing happened with No Time to Die via Phoebe Waller-Bridge. It's nothing different than with Brie Larson having some creative pull with the upcoming The Marvels. Let's discuss. Now, of course, with Disney banking on The Marvels not being a complete disaster at the box office in order to stabilize the current state of the MCU, recently The Marvels director Nia DaCosta went on to deliver the following to fans by addressing the ongoing backlash, and it's something that you already expected to hear. I just think that we live in a terrible age, Nia states, of men being so afraid of powerful female figures. I guess it takes away their confidence or something, I don't know. But this film is going to be the most powerful film in the MCU, full of the most powerful women in the universe, and I couldn't be happier to have worked with Brie, since I absolutely adored Captain Marvel. I always loved how Kevin decided to cast Brie as her. She's the absolute perfect choice. The backlash is something I personally have noticed, and we just brush it off, It's just a bunch of man-babies. It's a minority, really, so it's nothing to worry about or lose sleep over. And quite honestly, it was to be expected. We are making the wackiest and silliest MCU film, and I could not be more proud of that. Carol, Kamala, and Monica are the most powerful figures in the MCU, and we really wanted to explore that in full depth with this film. This is most certainly a film for women. I was personally inspired from Charlie's Angels, particularly the one from 2019. We have 3 powerful figures that take on the world, and it's brilliant. But you just have to deal with certain fandoms that hold this minority of angry men. We see it in Star Wars, we see it in other franchises out there, and this is nothing new to the MCU. Now guys, let me just stop here quick. Now, Nia DaCosta, at first I thought she was deliberately on a roll of, doing a self-sabotage of the Marvels when she said that last week about how this is going to be the wackiest and silliest MCU movie and or project to date. As it turns out, she's proud of that. And she's actually, embracing that. And I think that right there, it's already turning fans away. If it's going to be wackier and sillier than anything in the MCU that we have seen, or any other scene also in past movies or shows, that alone is setting itself up for failure. When you throw in people like Brie into the mix, that's when it gets even worse, let's be honest here. Now, she's making it openly clear that she is a mega fan of Captain Marvel, she's a mega fan of Brie Larson and herself as an actress, and I think that's more than enough to tell. Now, given that Kevin Feige, of course, I'm not a big fan of the guy, to be honest, as of late. He is a direct problem with the current state of the MCU, and he is the one that allowed Nia DaCosta to helm the Marvels and to even allow the Marvels to come into existence. So we hear this time and time again, right? Man babies, angry men, blah, 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 right? And at the end of the day, they still don't understand what a lot of people don't like. A lot of people don't mind powerful female characters, and I cannot stress this enough. I have made this openly clear personally as well. I am open to that. What I am against are forced agendas by Disney being thrown into Star Wars, Marvel, Indiana Jones, and just Disney products in general. That's what I care about. I like pop culture and I like to defend it, and it's sad to see where we are today in the 2020s. You know, it's like Disney is really just trying to self-sabotage everything for their own benefit, of embracing newer fans that just eat up whatever they want to debut into theaters or on streaming. So Nia DaCosta is making it very openly clear here that she's proud of all of that. Further, she delivers more so. Even sometimes you see this in the DC films. It's just something you can't break from. The film will open the gateway to something unexpected, I can promise everyone that. And I had great conversations with Kevin about all of it, and he too could not be more excited about what the future holds when this film opens and arrives. Not necessarily for the characters, but the evolution of the MCU that the Marvels will introduce. We will be meddling with the multiverse, but that's about all I can really get into right now with that. So Nia is confirming that the multiverse will be meddled with in the Marvels, and that may line up with the rumors and the leaks about the post-credits scene or the ending scene of the Marvels having something to do with the multiverse per se. And so I think at the end of the day, Disney just does not have a clue of what they're doing. Alright, they don't really care about money anymore. This is all about just doubling down on their agenda and calling it a day. Because they got people like Vanguard and BlackRock funding them day in and day out. And I don't believe that Disney really has all that much to worry about at this point. They just want their agendas out there. Bob Iger, you know, on the other hand, we know that he's hiding something. He's lying every single day. He keeps on saying how, oh, we don't get involved in any culture war, we don't believe in that. And it's vividly open clear that that is exactly what they're doing with all of these franchises. Like I said before, Star Wars, Marvel, or just the Disney original animated films getting transferred into live action, we have seen this sudden change, especially with the live action adaptations. And it's all beginning with Snow White. It sort of began with The Little Mermaid, and it was all sudden. You know, we saw what they did with Tinkerbell, we see what they want to do with all of the future iterations of other projects like Sword in the Stone, Lilo and Stitch, Hercules. We talked about the leaks with those. But anyway, guys, I would like to hear what you all have to say about this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys next time.